Wanted to talk about exercise again this week. Last time I tried to be a little more informative about it. This time is trying to compare it to some other type stress relieving activities that is pretty common both here on deployment and back home. Talk about smoking and alcohol kind of in a group itself. Some more sedimentary type activities, movies, eating, sleeping, those kind of things in its own category, and then compare and contrast that to exercise and try to help portray why I believe exercise is the most beneficial stress relief, both short-term and long-term combined. The first thing I mentioned was alcohol and smoking. We'll break that down into two different groups. The first being alcohol. Is something that can be done socially. It can definitely help you relax. Chemically, it just allows you to relax. That's the entire point of it. Most of your problems with alcohol is going to come in the more long term, but there is the instant problems as well. With alcohol, a lot of times as you start numbing your senses become numb, which means you do become relaxed and able to hide or escape from the problems you're having, whether that's a bad day or bigger problems in your life. However, dulling of those senses also tends to lead to things like fights or driving drunk and those type of things. So the same benefits it has immediate consequences for the exact same action. Let alone the long-term effects of alcohol, which everybody knows, but the detrimental effects on your body with your liver and your kidneys, the ability to develop an addiction that both can hurt you mentally, emotionally, because of that dependence, that constant need. The priority in your life becomes incredibly high. Some people, the highest priority in their life. So you have a double problem here where it controls your life from a financial and emotional problem, as well as the addiction that's caused damage to your actual body. So both short-term and long-term, you're having problems simply for that short-term benefit of being able to be social with your friends and numbing of your senses. But those two, again, can cause problems in themselves. The other one, smoking. It's a stress release for a lot of people in almost every situation. There's very few benefits besides stress relief. Some jobs do give you more opportunities for breaks. I know people that start smoking because they get more breaks. The military is very bad about that, allowing smokers to get breaks, so people kind of jump on that as an opportunity. And again, anyone that smokes or even doesn't smoke knows the cancer risks and the money, financial burden. So that's kind of your pros and cons on your alcohol. Your sedimentary type activities such as watching movies, binge watching movies, eating, whether you're sitting around eating because you're bored, sitting around eating because that's the way you comfort yourself when you're feeling bad or sad, and taking long naps. A lot of people, especially when they become actually depressed, clinically depressed, tend to sleep a lot of time for that kind of escape, or because of the physical aspects that depression has on the body, just to make you tired in itself. There's absolutely good sides to this. Sleeping is great. If you need that sleep, if you're not getting enough sleep at night, you're having a physically demanding life, you're working out a lot, like sleep definitely becomes an issue. Going to the movies can be a great thing with your friends, by yourself. It's a chance to escape the world. By no means is that in itself a bad thing. But you also have people that binge watch entire seasons. Their weekend is deprived of nothing besides binge watching 2 or 3 seasons of something, and they don't even leave the house. And that's kind of becomes all they do. So any one of these activities cannot be harmful in itself, and sometimes it's even good to get that rest, relaxation when you need it. They're just things that become highly addictive in itself without having any chemical reason for being addictive. But people get sedimentary and they don't want to move. Their muscles start breaking down and they get weaker. When you're watching movies all the time, your body just doesn't want to move. It gets used to that constant rest, so the energy levels just naturally decrease to compensate for the way you're living. Your body adapts to yourself, so as you relax and slow down, you adapt to that. With the eating portion that I put with sedimentary type lifestyle, when you're eating for a stressful reason, so you're eating because you're sad or bored, your body becomes where it wants that food. It doesn't need it, but mentally it thinks it needs it. So you get You get the feeling of hunger. You're grabbing food without even thinking about it. Generally, it's bad food if you're just trying to grab something quick. So those things can have horrible long-term effects of weight gain, allowing your body to break down. And these things can become expensive too. Every time you stop at a gas station, you have to grab a bunch of snacks for a short amount of time. It's a lot of extra expenses and a lot of harm done to your body. Last time we did talk about exercise, and I can absolutely accept some of the cons of exercise. It's rough on your body. It's hard to find time. A lot of people don't know how to do it, so there's a chance you get hurt. And even if you're a professional in a sport or a lifting professional, there's still you will get hurt at some point in time. I wouldn't even call it a chance. It's just something that happens. Whether you're squatting and you hurt your back or knees, running, you're going to have muscle issues. It is a consequence of those actions. I just believe the pros outweigh it. You have a chance to chemically release dopamine that's going to make you feel better. You're going to have a chance to get a mental escape away from things as you're doing this, as you're playing sports or running with other people. This is something you can do, and that now becomes a social event that allows you to be around people. So I think almost every one of the pros from the other ones you're going to find in exercise without a lot of the cons. To compare it to the numbing of the senses with alcohol, you're going to find that in what people call a runner's high. As you're running and you get that dopamine release, or after you get done lifting, as you're driving home or walking home, you get that dopamine release that does a similar thing. It has that euphoric feeling and being to feel very good about yourself, about just life in itself, as you kind of escape some of those stresses that are causing you problems. As far as allowing you to relax, lifting exercise has an interesting thing. While it makes you sore in the short term, it actually gives you more energy in the long term. It's better for your muscles to be able to move and stuff. So when you don't exercise a lot, you tend to get very stiff in your joints or in your back. You wake up from sleeping all night, and your back's very sore, your knees are sore. And those things that exercises help eliminate by strengthening those and allowing them to move and function as they're made to function. Again, there is, as you get older, exercise becomes harder. If you don't know how to do something correctly, or you just don't have the time because you're very busy with kids and family and work, it can be hard to do it. But even fitting in 10 to 15 minutes of jogging or yoga or anything you can do still has that same benefit to give you the long-term effects of a healthier lifestyle, while also having the mental effects to help fight off depression and fight off stress, simply by releasing stress now so it can't build up, giving that dopamine response to kind of make you feel good about yourself, and just the ability to build and invest in yourself to give yourself more pride. I thank you guys for listening on this for my different groups of stress relief and how I believe exercise is the best there of the three.